Dr. Michael Morbius has spent his entire life battling a rare blood disease. The story begins with him as a frail, yet brilliant young boy growing up in Greece, befriending another patient, Lucian, whom he affectionately calls Milo. They are under the care of the compassionate Dr. Emil Nicholas, who becomes a mentor and father figure. Michael's determination to cure himself and others grows when Milo's health takes a turn for the worse. Years later, as an adult, Michael becomes a celebrated biochemist, renowned for his groundbreaking research on blood disorders. He even receives a Nobel Prize nomination, but his acceptance speech is overshadowed by his humility. He rejects the honor, believing his work is far from complete. His research focuses on combining human DNA with that of vampire bats, known for their unique blood-feeding capabilities. Despite its promise, this experiment is highly controversial and risky. In his quest for answers, Michael teams up with his devoted colleague and love interest, Dr. Martine Bancroft. Together, they conduct secretive experiments aboard a cargo ship in international waters to avoid legal and ethical scrutiny. When Michael decides to inject himself with the experimental serum, the transformation is both extraordinary and terrifying. Initially, he experiences superhuman strength, agility, and echolocation. His senses heighten to an almost supernatural degree. However, this newfound power comes with a horrifying price, an insatiable thirst for human blood. The experiment spirals out of control when Michael succumbs to his vampiric instincts. In a fit of bloodlust, he slaughters the ship's crew in a gory and chaotic frenzy. The brutality of this scene is unrelenting as Michael, unaware of his strength, unleashes his rage on those around him. When the bloodlust subsides, Michael realizes the monster he has become. Stricken with guilt, he calls for help and flees before authorities can apprehend him. Back on land, Michael isolates himself in his lab, attempting to suppress his urges by drinking synthetic blood. Although it temporarily staves off his cravings, the effects wear off quickly, leaving him desperate. He records his findings, noting how the synthetic blood is losing its effectiveness and fears that he might ultimately have to rely on fresh human blood to survive. Meanwhile, Milo, who has watched Michael's progress with envy and desperation, discovers the serum and injects himself. Unlike Michael, who is tormented by his new condition, Milo embraces it fully. He revels in his newfound powers, using them to indulge his hedonistic desires and take revenge on those who wronged him. Milo's transformation is marked by a stark shift in his personality. Once a frail and gentle soul, he becomes ruthless and bloodthirsty. The tension between the two escalates when Milo begins a killing spree in New York City, leaving behind a trail of bodies. The authorities, led by FBI agents Simon Stroud and Al Rodriguez, begin investigating the mysterious murders. Morbius quickly becomes their primary suspect due to his prior connections to the victims. Now a fugitive, Michael struggles to clear his name while grappling with the reality of what he and Milo have become. In one of the movie's pivotal scenes, Michael confronts Milo in a crowded subway station. Their superhuman abilities collide in an explosive battle, with Milo taunting Michael for his reluctance to embrace their vampiric nature. The fight sequences here are fast-paced and intense, showcasing their enhanced strength, agility, and the eerie beauty of their bat-like powers. The setting of the dark, shadowy subway adds to the suspense as innocent bystanders flee for their lives. Dr. Martine, who has been aiding Michael throughout his ordeal, becomes a target of Milo's wrath. In a desperate attempt to protect her, Michael battles Milo once again, this time in a high-rise building. The stakes are higher than ever, as Michael realizes that Milo's rampage will only end in complete devastation unless he takes drastic action. As the story builds to its climax, Michael develops a counter serum that can neutralize their powers, but at the cost of their lives. In a heart-wrenching confrontation, Michael and Milo face off in an abandoned construction site. The duel is brutal and emotionally charged, with Michael trying to appeal to Milo's humanity, but his pleas fall on deaf ears. Milo, blinded by rage and a twisted sense of betrayal, refuses to back down. The final battle is a spectacle of chaos and destruction. Michael, using his intelligence and tactical skills, summons a massive swarm of bats to overwhelm Milo. The visual effects in this scene are stunning, as the bats envelop Milo in a whirlwind of darkness, allowing Michael to inject him with the counterseal. Milo's death is both tragic and poetic, as he dies in Michael's arms, lamenting the lives they could have led. The movie ends on a somber note as Michael, now fully aware of the monster he has become, chooses to disappear into the shadows. He rejects the idea of using his powers for selfish gain, and instead vows to find a way to control his condition. The final scenes show him flying into the night, a lone figure caught between heroism and monstrosity. Thank you for watching. Remember to like and subscribe for more.